Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, and the IYT. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. If you like the videos, go to the website, sign up for the free subscription, or go down here in the right-hand corner and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And guys, thanks for stopping by and watching the video. I really do appreciate it. All right, daily chart, SPY, 50 million on the day, guys. Let's go intraday real quick here. So intraday, guys, have this trend line down here. This is where it pretty much touched. This was a 750 retrace as well. I just started putting some lines in here, so we'll go through this trade. So, and then let's look at the gap fill here. Pretty much filled the gap, try to get above it at the end of the day. So we're in this little bit of a channel here too. So close a bit low, 10-minute above the MAs. You know what I mean with that. Strong stance, bullish. So we'll see what happens tomorrow for a gap up, gap down. Let's go into the daily though. So we got these lines in here, guys. Check this out. So we got the line going all the way back to pretty much 2015, connect to high, boom, we're right going into there. So we're in this slow little channel here, kind of a pennant. Can't, you know, yes and no, but every time we go up, we come down. We go up, we go down. It's getting closer and closer. I'm still thinking if this bullish pattern up sideways, we're still above the 50 and the 200, so it's okay, starts to move up. We're looking at this trend line here, around 246, 247. I still think we're doing it. We're going to do 250 if these markets are going higher. If they don't go higher, I mean 250, I still think we could probably, you know, I had 253 in there, but I'm going to probably go more 255-ish area. I mean, anywhere up in here, you could probably, if you're not short these markets, you could probably think about it. We're going to see if this pattern, though, starts to play out. It's been a couple weeks now, almost a month of just chopping around. Kind of like here, we come back in. We had a bullish breakout here. This was a, you know, downsloping trend line, hit, and then finally broke up, went above the MAs, boom, bullish, pop down, kind of shake everybody, shake this, you know, oh, I'm getting out, oh my gosh, going down, then they pop it right back up, coming back in. So above the 50 and the 200, we're still okay. And let's see what happens with this, with the pattern. Let's see if we go up or go down. If we go down, I think the 200 MA is the target. If we go up, 250 to 255 up in this area. So right now we're just kind of just waiting on this pattern, seeing what happens, and see if we can get this thing going. You know, it's just weak, but we're still inside this bar too. That's what I'm looking at. You got to get back above the 20 MA, guys, if you're bullish for this thing to continue higher. And this volume, my gosh, you saw what happened today. Just keep that in mind. You get a little more news like that, it's going downtown, guys. So IWM. IWM, 16 million on a day, light volume. Let's go into the daily. I mean, same thing with the IWM. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Someone's selling that one. It's like, dang. That says, no, it's a market trade. They just sell overall. Computers take over. You might have some traders in there doing their thing, but yeah, it's a little bit of selling there. Maybe one institution, maybe a hedge fund, maybe. But daily chart, IWM, same thing. Guys chopping around, came in. Back below the 50, chopping around sideways. Remember, down sideways. Still in a bullish stance above the 50 and the 200, but going sideways. So got to watch the pattern. Let's wait. Man, this will take us right into Friday. Friday might determine where this thing goes up or down. We get above the 20 though first, and it's probably going up. We'll fill the gap. Once we fill the gap and get back up in here again, big resistance again. Just like going down, we got resistance from this low pivot, and then another low pivot with the 200 MA right here. Yeah, no, that's not a gap fill. You got a low pivot down here, right around 132.44. Then you got a couple gaps, a couple windows down here, so watch for that. But right now, down sideways, nothing wrong still. Still in a strong stance. Let's see what it gives us in the next couple days. Volume, pretty consistent in the last couple days. Qs, same thing. Consolidating this lower range. They're trying to make a move here, guys. 139.05. They're getting tired. The bulls are getting tired. Hey, we got to get this thing going and see if we can pop this thing up. CNBC keeps hyping it. We got Buffett on. We got Siegel, I'm sure, will be on. Tepper, all that good stuff. Get this thing rolling, guys. So we need to get back above the 50 MA, close, come up to these high pivots, the window, fill the gap. Then I think we could go higher. 142.43 is a high pivot. Then, of course, the all-time high, which is 143.90. Earnings are coming up, guys. If they're good, they're going to drive this thing to the highs and possibly higher. So that's if it's good. If they're mediocre, we'll probably just chop around in a bearish pattern and then, you know, and see what happens. But right now, we made a high, a lower high. Got to break above this. Got to break above this pivot, guys, right here to make a new higher high or lower high or higher high. One of those. Or higher low. No, higher low. Yeah, so we got to get above this pivot right there. All right, guys, but right there, pivot, boom, bounced up, still going down, still going sideways, retraced up, came back in, little bit bearish, but they are closing it above the inside bar. I want to see what this does on the weekly, and I want to see if it closes above the MAs on Friday or fills the gap, how this thing closes, or does it close right on top of that? You know, sometimes they'll close it right on top of the line. So bulls, you got to get above that breakthrough, then I think you're busting through to the top. Bears, got to stay in this lower range, chop around. Maybe we'll go chop, chop, chop. This will start curling down. Boom, 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 boom. Let's just pull this one just to show you a little bit more. That will curl down. So if this chops, 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 stays below the MAs, that will curl into price, and that could send this down. So that might be the crossroads right here, right here in this trend line. If then we start going into earnings, and all of a sudden if it starts to break out, we might get it. Or if we get the breakout and then the fake out and then it just start flushing it. I still think down the road, somewhere in time, we are going to be touching this 200 MA wherever that might be. It will still curl up. And if that area cracks, then there's lower price to come. Higher, you got to get through the all-time high on earnings and get this thing rolling. Because we are at all-time highs. We had a hell of a rally. This thing needs a break, in my opinion. Let's look at the DIA. DIA, same thing, holding on to the 20 MA. Look at that. Oh, and then right back up. Let's go to the 10-minute. Just like the Qs I didn't show you, but look, same thing. That's how the Qs were, all that good stuff. Same thing, same action, same news, same deal. So daily chart, chopping around, up, sideways, above the MA, strong stance, same areas, guys, 220, 225, and then 232, or 230 to 232 area with this trend line if this one starts to move up. Great pattern, though, guys. There's nothing wrong with these charts, except light volume. There's just nothing here. We get some volume, get some selling, something happens. I should say, guys, it's only going to be news. I don't know. All the information, everything's going to be good. Yellen's going to give her lip service, you know, same old routine. We'll be there just in case, you know, until you get a couple more institutions that sell a little bit more, a little bit tougher for the algos and her to keep this thing up. And remember, guys, she's unwinding her balance sheet. I don't know about that, but let's see here. DIA, guys, nothing wrong. Bullish. Let's see what happens. If it gets back below and starts to slide, we'll look for lower areas. Now it's got to get back above these highs, this high pivot too. I'll put that in there. That's the big area first, and then if it goes higher, then 220, 225, etc. Goes lower, you're looking at getting below the MAs, and you got some pivots like always, gap fill. Still think the 200 MA, that's where a lot of these stocks are going. Or November lows, one or the other. IYT. You heard it here at StockBookie.com, guys. So the IYT went right to the highs. We talked about this one lagging. So, oh my gosh, out of the blue, took off, started not lagging. Oh my gosh, all-time highs. Transports are going. Maybe 10,000 is the number on the transports. I don't know. But let's keep an eye on this. We had a nice reversal day down. Still bullish. Still above the MAs. Bullish stance. There's really nothing wrong. Volume's okay. Nothing special. But this nice little reverse, though, guys, at the highs from a high pivot and a reversal bar and a little pivot here. Gotta respect it. You could go short here, use the pivot high, and I'd use about 177, 178 as the high, right in there. If you want to take this thing short, we are short the IYT. So right now, a little bit underwater, but that's okay. This thing starts coming in, we will get paid. 20, 50, 200 MA, still above it, bullish pattern. This thing starts to move up, 175 to 180, possibly higher. And then if it starts moving down, you got all the support from the MAs and then Fibonacci levels, even numbers, stuff like that. So we'll have to see if this thing continues higher. But right now, we're getting stopped by the all-time highs. If this thing consolidates, could pop up. If this bullish pattern fails, we will drop to the 200 MA, then to gap fill or double bottom down here around 157 when it's all said and done. So markets start to sell. This will even come down faster. So again, great run in the double top. It's got to get going soon, guys, on the IYT. All right, guys, again, thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. If you like the videos, sign up, go down here, subscribe, and have a great night. God bless. See you on the charts.